Worth Public Library, and this is Off the Record with 88 Killa.
Fort Worth, Texas. We live at the East Regional Library. I go by the name 88 Killa. And we gonna do right back on time. Look, I drop 60 like I'm 24. That's Kobe Bryant, man. They see me in my cool clothes. I ain't trying, it's a different kind of energy. Like relying when the whole set depend on me. And I'm supplying, man. Don't ask me what I'm doing different. I'm just minding mine. You could probably do the same if you would find the time. But you laid up with your baby mother, fornicating in line. Change the diaper, boy. Don't you hear that baby crying? If what you doing is grinding, we got a different definition. The acquisition of the money is what make them listen. Stay true, they want to see the stuff you rap about. Please stop shooting videos in other rappers' houses. It's an epidemic. Hey, can we stop pretending? I promise if you put that work in, you ain't gotta rent it. I put my heart up in it. Dog, I'm all authentic. I can remain prominent despite the hate and fraudulence. Yeah. One time for the Hill and Mall. Rest in peace, Ridgemont Mall. And we Look, I should win a Grammy, a Tony, an Oscar. If your girl keep calling me, it's probably gonna cost her. Always stay the same despite the changes on my roster. You be rolling with Decepticons and imposters. My posture got me standing tall, speaking proper, conquer. When it comes to dollars, I'm a stalker. Don't care if you got a fat ass, baby, what you got to offer? I ain't eating lobster like a mother mobster daily. I'm screaming, you pay me. When it comes to love, I get a bunch like Brady. Women call me Killa, the homies call me 80. I'm riding in that Beamer playing Get Home Safely. Ask me if I'm Hollywood, I'm probably gonna say maybe. Crazy how I took your spot cause you was lazy. It's amazing what you do when you maneuver in your vision. They cannot stop my mission cause they can't block my ambition. Fool. We can go to the next one. Yeah. Wrote this song at the beginning of the pandemic. We out here taking risks. Doing what we gotta do to survive on a daily basis. Making sure we get back home. That's the goal. Every day we take risks when we ride. Every day we take risks when we lie. Every day we take risks when we outside. That's what we signed up for, so we oblige. It's a risk.
When you see it on my wrist.
It's a risk.
When you see it on my hip.
It's a risk.
And I do it all again.
It's a risk.
Yeah, I need the ball again.
I'm big on time management, cause I ain't got a whole lot of it to mishandle it. Tell a priest keep a candle lit. Every day I am scrambling, ain't no time for no panicking. Heard he was out the slandering, I'll address him like mannequins. On top floors, cause I do what I want. Descendants from the king is the reason I flaunt. Gamble with your life and receive your outcome. I'm living life in sport mode, skirt, and I'm gone.
When you see it on my wrist.
It's a risk.
When you see it on my hip.
It's a risk.
And I do it all again.
It's a risk.
Yeah, I need the ball again.
Every day we take risks when we ride. Every day we take risks when we outside. Every day we take risks with our lives. This what we signed up for, so we oblige. Look, you don't win in life if you don't gamble with it. They only mess with me because I stand up in it. They only mess with me because I am a killer. Ayo, I had to up the price because I am the killer. Ayo, I had to change the price because it cost my freedom. Because there ain't no second chances if they catch you cheating. Ayo, you live a different life, you in my tax code. And so I pray for Godspeed until I'm back home. It's a risk.
When you see it on my wrist.
It's a risk.
When you see it on my hip.
It's a risk.
And I do it all again.
It's a risk.
Yeah, I need the ball again.
Every day we take risks with our lives. That's one time for my friends all over the country doing what they gotta do to make it. And this is my last joint here. Go by IDK. It's rolling, paper bills folding. I'm hailing from the funk, southwest side holding. They ask me where I'm from and I say IDK while I'm flipping out my wallet. I'm a big killer, probably most wanted. Ask about my shine, ain't no question when I flaunt it. Yeah, look at me, then look at you. Ain't no question when I'm around while the ladies always laugh at you. I'm doing my thing, label me the coolest, repping my gang, I'ma kill him to the fullest. Homies gave me the signal, when I see him I'ma pull it. Police act, we act as if clueless, so get down with the team, ma. We running, they walking toward their dream, ma. We pretty much running, I'm a funk towner, pretty much a player, and running 24 screaming skirt my haters, cause I don't know why they worry about me. I'm just using my brain while I'm trying to keep the peace. I don't know why they ain't worried about you. I'm just doing me, you should probably do it too. I don't know why they hating on the kid. I'm just trying to do it big while they jocking what I did. I'ma keep it G to the day that I die. So that's the answer to your question if you ever wonder why. I'ma keep it moving like a G. Why you bleeding, acting like a B-I-T-C? Do everything that we ain't. If life is throwing hooks, I gotta keep my money straight. Recognition, cause I'm spitting the truth, not fiction. And believe me, there's a difference. If money is the mission, why you getting sidetracked? I'm shaking off haters, tell them get where I'm at. We stack chips and queso, crispy like some stay flow. Looking for the pesos in my closet like Play-Doh. And it's okay, bro, I don't want you treat her like a dime, but to me she just an eight. Let me tell you how it is where you from, where I'm from. We the type to kill the biz and move to our own drum. I'm a funk towner, pretty much a player, and running 24 going skirt on a hater, cause I don't know why they worry about me. I'm just using my brain while I'm trying to keep the peace. I don't know why they ain't worried about you. I'm just doing me, you should probably do it too. I don't know why they hating on the kid. I'm just trying to do it big while they jocking what I did. I'ma keep it G to the day that I die. So that's the answer to your question if you ever wonder why. And if you haven't heard of me by now, that's your fault. I go by the name 88 Killa. Shout out to good people at Amplify 817, Fort Worth versus everybody.
I do have a question. Is this your first time performing in a library?
Absolutely. This is history right here.
It is.
I want the world to know I'm the first rapper to rap in a library. So anyone that raps that does it after me, I just want you to know that you're copying me now. So
Copyright. They owe you royalties for that.
Yeah, style support. I'm gonna start sending invoices. So, yeah.
Would you have ever suspected that you would be performing in a library setting?
No, but I performed on the back of a flatbed truck before. I performed in a taco shop.
Delicious. Yeah.
A backyard, a basement. So, I mean, my goal ultimately is to perform any and everywhere. So
Awesome.
we're just going to start a bucket list, and one day I'll perform while skydiving. You know, we'll figure that out.
That'd be amazing. Yeah. And terrifying.
But you got to. You know, I'm Killa, so you got to do it.
Absolutely. So tell us a little bit about your inspiration for your songs, either the ones that you're doing today or the ones that, any of your songs, really.
In general, most of my songs start out as like a foundation of like my love for Fort Worth, and I really try to embody kind of like the cool-ism, I just made that word up, of like the city. I like my rap to be like cool, a little bit of braggadocious, I call it self-confidence. I like to say some real cool stuff here and there to kind of like words of inspiration or affirmation, if you will, in some of my songs. So I just really kind of like to talk smack a little bit, you know, and that's just, I start out from there, you know, just because that's what I like to listen to. I'm a car enthusiast as well, so you got to have a good soundtrack when you're driving. You got to be able to talk smack and feel cool as you're driving. So that's just kind of like the foundation in a nutshell of what I have.
So you were born and raised in Fort Worth?
No.
No.
I was
Okay.
born, see, you're going to get me in trouble. I was born in Jacksonville, Florida. Shout out Duval County. That's where my, like, foundational family is. Some of them, unfortunately, are Jaguars fans if you're into the NFL. But, you know, my dad was in the military, so he bounced us all around. And then for whatever reason, they loved Fort Worth and decided to stay here. And then so like Fort Worth is my hometown. I like grew up here, kissed my first little girlfriend here. So like that's where I'm gonna call the hometown for sure. And we have a much better football team than the Jaguars. So.
So what in Fort Worth has inspired you over the years?
Oh man, we're kind of like the underdog in the arts realm. Dallas is our next door neighbor, and they think they're so cool and big and bad. And I always, in my shows, especially here in Fort Worth, I always say we're the home of the real Cowboys because like there's real Cowboys here. You know, I'm so pro Fort Worth too, so I always say like we actually have a real culture here, you know, and we're not emulating like Dallas. On the mainstream always acts like there's like Cowboys. When you go over there, it's a bunch of like wannabe Real Housewives and 30K millionaires. But like here, we're people who are like, we're gonna work, we're gonna earn it, and you know, there's just a lot of like, I don't know, pride from me. So I hung out and built like my career and name in Denton and Dallas, but I always wanted to let people know that I'm not from over there. Like. We're cooler over here. Yeah, so like that's kind of like what I wanted to do. And now it's like cool. Like we have a whole like culture and community and like everyone's excited to be from here. We got nicknames and stuff now. So it's like, yeah.
Yeah, you were saying the other day when we were talking, like you remember before Panther City, we were calling this Panther City.
Yeah, like all of a sudden we all got the same email that Fort Worth had a nickname of Panther City, and all of a sudden now everyone's like, yeah, that's the name, which is cool. Like we need something cool, you know. So I like that. Like I like going to the stockyards. Any friend of mine, like you haven't earned your like true friendism if I haven't taken you to the stockyards. You know, especially if you're an out-of-towner. Like you got to go down there and watch a longhorn walk down the street. I feel like that's the rite of passage, and that's not something we should be ashamed of. Like that's cool. You know, so like that's just kind of what we grew up. I remember we got out of school to go to the stock show when it opened during the season. So like those are things that I want to showcase. So especially in my music, when some of my songs are named after streets in Fort Worth, like McCart Avenue. I have a song called St. Killa de Alta Mesa. I just made that up, but I like grew up on Alta Mesa. I got a song called The Hewlin Mall Legend because that's where I like spent countless hours in Hewlin Mall. I got fired at GameStop in Hewlin Mall. I used to have a homegirl that worked at a Cinnabon. That's how I'm dating myself because I don't even think there's a Cinnabon in there anymore.
I don't know if there might be that in the food
Nah, there's not. But that's how long I've been outside. There was a Cinnabon in Hewlin Mall. I even call myself the Ridgemar Renegade. You know, I just make up names because I want when people come here, I want them to see these signs and be like, oh, that's what he's talking about.
Remember those landmarks.
Yeah, you know, like I want them to, Town Center, you know, LeGrand Park, like I want them to come and make that 45-minute trip from Dallas to come see these spots because that's where I'm from.
Yeah, and then we were talking a little bit about community, definitely. I think one of the great things and something I've learned, I've only been here about a decade, but our community is very like hustle based. Everybody I know who's a musician here, like they are hustling, they're like helping each other out. Doesn't matter what genre you're part of, it doesn't matter like what music community you're based in, like everybody is willing to work with each other and help each other out and get each other's shows, do production with each other, like be featured on an album.
Yeah.
Who are some of the artists that you might have worked with, Amplify or not?
Hip hop wise, my man Rex Washington, that's like one of my like good friends. We haven't talked in a while, so Rex, if you watch this, text me. Joe or Joe, that's my man. This is actually his hat. You know, love him. Fort Worth artists. There was like a crew back in the day. They were called Mountain Olympus. So Drew B. Shining. That's enough. Me and him talk crap about hip hop to each other all the time. You know, he hates my favorite rap group and I make fun of his. And so anytime something happens embarrassing to my favorite rapper, he's the first one to let me know. And just really the scene in general. Oh, I work closely with like this group called Yokio. I call and talk to smack to them all the time. I invite myself over to their house all the time. And that's just kind of the community here. I mean, we have our little, but at the end of the day, like, especially if it's like us versus everybody, it's going to be us first. So, I mean, I've met all kinds of weird people. I say weird, we're all weird as creatives, but like, you know, you do a show, if you perform here long enough, you're going to do a show with a guy who's singing a banjo version of Wanna Be a Baller, or
I would love that. I'm gonna say we have an instrument lending library. We have 2 banjos now.
Oh.
I hope somebody checks one out and does that.
I mean, I've even made friends with, what's her name, sorry? Summer Dean.
Summer Dean, yeah.
Yeah, like she just randomly walked up to me after an awards show, and I was like, man, who's this like really hot lady? But she was like, yo, you did good up there. And she's like the legend in the country scene right now. So like Leon Bridges, like we just have a community where like big, small, whatever you're doing on a grand scale, and we all just kind of get along.
Yeah.
So far.
I will say, and shout out to Leon, shout out to Summer Dean because she's so sweet. She actually did one of our very first interviews right before we transitioned into Off the Record.
Right.
So, shout out to her. That's when she had just quit teaching. She used to be a full-time teacher, and now she can do the music thing full-time. She's doing great, but also Leon Bridges is a library user, or at least he was in the Fort Worth system. Were you a library user growing up?
Oh, for sure. For sure. We definitely went to, I don't remember which library we went to. It was in Fort Worth. I didn't care as a kid. But like, we definitely went because back then, aging myself again, the internet, you know, it was dial up. So I was really into breakdancing. I wanted to be Michael Jackson. My goal at the time was to become the ultimate dancer. Yeah. And I was going to tour the world dancing until my sister was like, well, no one's going to pay for that. So then I like started rapping because I needed raps to go with my dance moves. And we would go to the library and I would find like how to breakdance books where they would have like a picture and instructions on how to do moves. And I would practice them, and you can imagine how detailed instructions in a book on breakdancing would be, but that's all we had, you know? So like, definitely loved grabbing all those books, reading about any and everything, lots of research, because you actually had to come to the library and like research before, you know.
Wiki wasn't there. We had dial-up was hard. Times were hard.
And you know, we're proud of that. You know, we're the last generation of like, we really earned it out here. You know what I'm saying? So like, the goal is to get old. Everybody out there, don't be out here trying to like be ashamed that we had dial-up internet and we scraped our knee in real life. You know what I'm saying? These kids, they don't know what's up. So,
I think we're like the last generation to remember time like before the internet and like after.
We're
like,
not weirdos. Like these new kids are weirdos, you know, so my daughter included. But
you know, I will say libraries have internet. We do have internet access.
That's
we even
important.
have laptops to check out if you want to go somewhere with Wi-Fi.
Really?
We've got books.
So y'all are like the new like Starbucks kind of. Not the new Starbucks. Y'all
we
been
have
here before
Wi-Fi
then.
here too. Bring your own laptop. Why not?
Yeah, I love the library.
But I'm glad you're a user of it. Does it surprise you at all? I always like to ask everybody that the library is putting on a program like Amplify 817.
For sure. Especially like letting me come in here and rap. That's kind of hilarious because you're supposed to be quiet in the library.
Yeah, we don't shush anymore. Fort Worth Library
I feel like bring the shushing back. Don't let that die. That needs to be part of the culture. You know, like
shush a little bit, but not a lot.
We need to instill order in society, and you have to get shushed in the library. You know, every kid has to experience getting shushed at least once. You know, because they get out into the realm and they're not quiet. You know, but
we have our moments. Come to any of our story times, our music and movement stuff for the kiddos. Let them be loud, let them run around, let them get it out of their system, and then there's our quiet times.
I feel like when I retire, I want 2 things. I want to sit on a porch with a dog and yell at kids when they walk on my lawn. Yeah. And I want to volunteer at the library and shush them, you know, like, so.
Like a Walmart greeter, but like a library shusher?
No, because see, the Walmart greeter's too happy. Like, I just want to be like the mean old man who eventually like gives you a gem. You know, like the kid comes to me for guidance once in a, and I can give them like some life-changing gem, but I don't want to like smile and wave.
Yeah.
So I'm like, get off my lawn.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, that's
I'll make
me.
sure when we start doing our volunteer applications again, that's on there.
I want a like sash that says shusher.
Sure. Yeah. I'll work on that for you. We do arts and crafts too. I can get that going for
Yes, I need that.
you. But is there anything coming up? Any new albums? Any big shows for you?
Of course, we're artists. We're always working on incomplete projects for sure. So I don't want to name anything because I'll change my mind and then it won't exist. But I do have songs coming for sure, recording. One of the members from Yokio, he actually records me. I invite myself over to his house, and if he makes the mistake of telling me he has nothing to do on a weekend, I'll usually come over and he'll record me. So I always got something going on. It takes me a while. I'm an artist I don't record a whole lot because I have to like live life and download things and, you know, have something to say. So always working, always performing. I've actually tried to dial back a little bit from performing because it needs to be a big deal when I hit the stage. Okay. So like people get excited.
So this is a big deal right now. Thank you for doing this. It's exciting.
This is the library, you know. So yeah, that's kind of. There's always something going on. Find me online, you know. Find me around. Find me in traffic, and we'll see you there.
Yeah, awesome. Well, is there anything else you'd like to say before we let you do your last song with us?
Continue to support the library. Continue to support this organization. Tell your friends. The library always has something going on, for sure. It has a lot of good resources. Continue to support the scene. We're more than local artists. We're artists in general, and a lot of us have the skill sets. We just don't. A lot of us have the skill set and the know-how to compete with the best of them. You know,
Yeah.
So any and all support is needed. Whether you're an artist, whether you're a casual listener, whether you're just someone who was walking by, kind words take us a long way. So, yeah, support. That's my final word there.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
Off the Record is produced by the Fort Worth Public Library in support of our dynamic Fort Worth arts and cultural community. Amplify 817 is made possible in part through the financial support of the Fort Worth Public Library Foundation and community support of Here Fort Worth.